What can Geti do for you? You've opened a new project, picked up a name. The next decision is what is a computer vision task you'd like to perform. It is very important to choose the right computer vision capability that can really solve the problem you're trying to solve. Quite a few of them are supported by Geti. Let's review them one by one. First option is detection. We have a label called car, and I'm looking for the bounding box of the object. This is a task if you're looking for a specific object and its location in an image. If the object might be tilted, choose the detection-oriented task, which will allow you to detect objects with different orientation. In general, detection means not only identifying an object in the image, but also locating it. Segmentation is even more precise and will detect the exact contour, not only the bounding box of the object. This, for example, is instance segmentation, and each of the instances of the class, here, each of the balloons, will be distinguished individually, even if they overlap. This is, of course, much more complex task than detection. It takes longer time to annotate, and the compute is heavier as the model is basically classifying each pixel. Semantic segmentation is the right task if you do not care about every instance of the class, but would like to contour all the instances that belongs to the same class. These are the balloons. This is all grass, and so on. Next is classification. Here, you just want to know if there is something in the image, if it exists, and there are multiple tasks here. This is single label. You can decide if there are fruits or there are no fruits in the image. It has to be mutually exclusive. The multi-label task means that several attributes or objects could be found in the image. For example, this image has both pineapple, an orange, and a banana. The labels are non-mutually exclusive, meaning they could appear together in a single image. Classification hierarchical means that you can define a hierarchy of labels. For example, I can define a group called sweet fruits that contains banana and a pineapple, and a citric fruits group that has an orange. That's a good organization of the labels, and you can define the group itself as a label, which will help the classification. Anomaly detection is the right task if you have a bunch of possible defects, for example, and you do not want to define each one of them. So you can just define the normal, or how a good product should look like, and supply a set of defected, not good products, and the model will do the rest. The model will only train on the normal data. In this case, this is especially useful for defect detection use cases, where you often don't have image data of all the anomalies that could possibly occur, but a lot of data of normal or good products. Key point detection is the right task if you're trying to understand the exact position of an object by defining key points of interest in the object. If you're looking to understand the posture of a robot or a human performing any kind of task, you can just define key points, maybe the joints, maybe special features in the face like nose or ears if you're doing face detection, and by that understand the overall orientation of the object. The last one is a combination or a chain of tasks. In case you're looking to do multiple tasks like detect an object and then classify it or segment it, or when multiple related tasks need to be performed in sequence for more complex issues, it just gives you the flexibility to do it in one project. If you would like to learn more about the supported tasks and how to match the right task to your system requirement, please take a look at the documentation, link below. Here are all the tasks supported by Geti. You can click to see more details on each. For example, here, segmentation, you can see the predefined templates and this nice table that might help you understand the use cases for each task, along with some examples and when to use them. So choose wisely. Thank you. Good luck.